Good evening, YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Right now, the time is approximately 11:11 p.m., and the current date is Friday, July 8th, 2016. Before I acknowledge my newest YouTube channel subscriber, and before I go into this video is going to encompass a lot of different topics. It's going to encompass my life as a witch, my life as a gay man, my life as somebody who has African blood running in his Caribbean veins, and also as someone who happens to have a late maternal grandmother who was a black woman. What some would say black as pitch, because supposedly she was very, very dark-skinned. And I don't mean black as pitch in a racially offensive way, but see this black? My understanding was that my late maternal grandmother's maternal grandmother was this black. Now, unfortunately, I had to make a new video because Durga, my kitten, was misbehaving. And so I have a puss on my face. But here's the thing about today. So today was a beautiful day. Today was a beautiful, lovely day. And, one thing that I've noticed over the years is that even though I am not initiated in the spiritual practice or the spiritual body that is commonly known as, it is commonly known as Santeria in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and in the United States. In the Yoruba area of Nigeria, where it originated, it is called Lukumi. Even though the pantheon of Lukumi is my secondary pantheon, I think because of my Afro-Cuban heritage, I have a strong affinity with the Orishas, the goddesses and gods of that pantheon, in spite of not being initiated in that religion. So for the last few weeks, I've known about an event that took place today. Although from what I understood when I was there, today was the first day, and it's called the Afro-Latino Festival, or specifically Afro-Latino Festival NYC 2016. So, unbeknownst to my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, who is, among other things, an exceptionally talented psychic and a third-degree Gardnerian Wiccan, he had posted something on my Facebook page which brought a huge smile to my face. And that was of a video featuring 5 beautiful women wearing these gorgeous, elaborate, especially exquisite golden yellow gowns, dancing in honor of Oshun. And Oshun is the Afro-Caribbean goddess of love, beauty, and sensual pleasures. She is essentially the governess of all things that flow. Love, money, joy, honey, sweetness, blood, rivers, waterfalls, etc. So I knew that going to this event was important. And because of certain things that have happened in the last 24 to 48 hours, and specifically the death of Alton Sterling and Philandro Castile, it was especially important that I attend this celebration of Africa and the Caribbean and Latino culture. Now, unbeknownst to my friend and me, up until a few hours, actually up until we were on our way into Manhattan to attend this event, this festival, we did not know that one must acquire tickets in advance. But I was like, you know what? We're still going to go. Because if nothing else, my experience of the goddess is that she's not going to give me sign after sign after sign after clear and evident sign, and let's say, psych! She's not going to do that. So I knew that seeing all these signs and receiving these intuitive feelings and these psychic visions, I knew that I was going to go to this event no matter what. And that's exactly what happened. I went to the event. It was beautiful. It was powerful. It was sacred. And there was so much joy in that room. There was so much great food in that room too. And it was a place that I had not been to, which is called the Schomburg Center. And this is actually the brochure of the event. And I was unable to attend any of the panel discussions, but here's the interesting thing. Now, Oshun's sacred number happens to be 5, and her sacred day of the week is Friday. So panel number 5, which was from 4:20 until 5:25 p.m., was entitled #Black Lives Matter, Beyond Borders, Race, Space, and Consciousness in the International Decade of Afro-Descendants, Part 2. And let me tell you, I wish I had attended all of these. Originally, I was going to wake up super early and go directly after it started, but I felt I needed to wait for certain things to happen and take place and whatnot, and that's okay. You know, I had a nice nap earlier, had a nice breakfast earlier, I got a lot of things done around my apartment, so I'm okay with it. But next year, I do want to go to these panel discussions. So it was a beautiful evening. It was a wonderful event. I enjoyed myself so much. And what was really interesting was that coming back, I took the M104 bus. Now, I almost never take buses in Manhattan, usually because I just take a subway and then I walk. I don't have anything against taking buses. It just so happens I just find it easier. And, you know, I could use the exercise. So that's fine. So then what happened was the M104 was originally going to leave us off at the last stop, which was in the Times Square vicinity of Midtown Manhattan. And then the next thing I know, the bus driver says that the last stop is now the shops at Columbus Circle. And I soon find out that it was because of a protest and a rally that was taking place in Times Square. And I was like, okay. And it was strange because I'm like, I was all set to like take another bus. Free transfer. But I'm like, no, I need to walk in that area. And it was when I was walking down 8th Avenue that I realized something. My psychic shields were down. Now let me tell you something. I am massively, divinely protected. And when I leave my apartment, I do not lower my psychic shields for shit. They stay up and they stay strong. But I'm like, okay, there's a divine orchestration to this entire day. So what's this about? And I soon realized the goddess wanted me to feel the emotions around me. She wanted me to feel what was going on around me. She wanted me to feel every emotion, no matter how raw, no matter how painful. And I was reminded of one of my favorite metaphysical authors, Marianne Williamson. And her newest book has to do with dealing with pain and how pain is a catalyst for growth. Now, some of you know some of the physical health challenges I've had since my divinely orchestrated stroke. So having a lower threshold for pain is like, I don't want to deal with pain. But I needed to feel what was going on around me. I needed to feel all those emotions in their raw intensity. And I knew that that was what led to this video. Now, for the record, it's 11:20 p.m. I can't wait to go to bed. But I knew that this video needed to be recorded today, or tonight as the case may be. And I knew why it was so important. And I also knew that going to this beautiful celebration of Afro-Latino culture was a brief respite. It was playtime. It was divine and sacred playtime. I was dancing to the music. I was eating good food. I was enjoying the whole celebration. And I knew that over the next few weeks and months, I'm going to be doing a lot of really important work. Some people might call it black magic, but I'm not calling it black magic because that's technically a racial slur. Actually, no, I take that back. That is a racial slur. One of my favorite groups of all time, Salt and Pepper, Black's Magic. They even rapped about it, how things that are black are supposedly evil. And, I'm like, that's a good point. Think about all the things that we don't like that have to do with the color black. Black Friday, Black Sabbath, black this, black that. Funny how all the black things are bad, right? And you know what? I don't believe in black magic. I don't believe in, and I'm going to use the correct term, especially those of you who are new to magic and witchcraft, baneful magic. I don't believe in the use of baneful magic. Do you know why? Because baneful magic is not supported by the universe. See, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. You ever hear about people that curse other people and hex them to get what they have? Like their man, their job, their home. The universe doesn't support that. Because the universe, and specifically the goddess, is not going to allow anyone to use magic and witchcraft to harm an innocent. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of, and I'm going to use this term and I do not mean to use it derogatorily, New Age witches believe that all they need to do is send white light to the pedophiles and the rapists and the serial killers and the murderers, and they'll stop. But the New Age witches don't realize that doing that divinely protects them. When you enfold something or someone in white light, you're protecting them. You are divinely protecting them from any and all forms of harm. Which means that the pedophiles and the rapists and the serial killers can keep doing what they're doing. And they don't get apprehended, they don't get incarcerated, they don't meet their karmic rewards, they don't meet their karmic debts, they don't have to answer to their karmic debts, because the New Age witches are just blessing them with all this beautiful white light, so they keep molesting children and raping women and raping men and murdering and targeting specific groups of people. So to those of you who are New Age witches, if you want to keep sending white light to the pedophiles and the rapists and the serial killers, and you think that you're helping them, then I invite you to read your local newspaper or a national newspaper or visit a news website and see that you're sending them white light is not changing them. It's not changing them. It's giving them carte blanche. Literally. It's giving them the white card to say, keep doing it. Keep molesting children. Keep raping children. Keep going on your serial killing sprees. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep harming people and destroying families and causing unholy madness and unnecessary chaos, because I and all my other fellow New Age witches are blanketing you with this divinely protecting white light, and you're just going to receive no repercussions. One of my favorite goddess worshippers, and specifically goddess worshipping witches, is Z Budapest. I am well aware that Z Budapest is not everybody's cup of tea. Then again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea neither. That's the reality. But one thing I learned from her, one of many things I learned from her, is that if you cannot curse curse, you cannot cure. If you cannot hex, you cannot heal. And I'll be completely, brutally honest with all of you. I am so much more happy and so much more at peace in my life than I've ever been. So for me to take all my disgust and cast a massive hex, there's hardly any disgust. I just don't feel it. I'm in the most beautiful, powerful, devoted, and functional romantic relationship of my life. So many wonderful new doors are opening up for me. I have a good side position of employment that makes me happy, that brings me money, that teaches me very important life skills like dealing with different kinds of people. Nobody's ever too old to learn that skill, honey. And I'm at a place in my life where my physical health is good, my mental health is good. Hold on. Isis, I need you to wait a moment, okay? I know. I'm almost done. Sorry about that, YouTube. And things are really moving for me in a really great direction. But I can't just sit and shake my head. I can't just sit here and think, I can't believe this is happening again. I can't just sit here yet again and be stunned into silence and stunned into speechlessness. I cannot sit here yet again and think, what is happening? I know that I'm very light-skinned. I know that. But I also know that I'm not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant that is heterosexual and married to a woman and has 2.5 kids, a dog, and a house with a white picket fence. I am a gay man. I am an Afro-Cuban man. I am a happily recovered Catholic. I am a Moon Magick Witch. I'm a professional psychic. And I am somebody that knows what it's like to live with oppression. And I know what it's like to live in fear. And I know what it's like to be racially profiled and stereotyped. It could have easily been me in the Pulse Dance Club in Orlando, Florida. I mean, obviously it wasn't because I'm here and I'm alive and I'm breathing. But it could have easily been me. I could have easily been dead right now. But the fact of the matter is that there is nothing preventing anyone, especially somebody who's in a position of authority, from stopping me for whatever reason. It could be something that I chose to wear that day. It could be the company of the people that are in my presence that are spending time with me. It could be a number of different things. But I no longer have the luxury of remaining complacent. I no longer have the luxury of pretending that I'm doing everything that I can. I'm not. Not yet.